Iceland's ongoing eruption. It is now day 13 of Iceland's latest eruption of the Reykjanes volcano. Nearly at the 2-week mark, we are truly appearing to see the beginning of the end of this unusual eruption. While on March 20th there were 9 active vents erupting lava, this figure decreased to 7 on the 23rd, and today this figure is now only 3 vents. These 3 vents have formed spatter cones, which have grown to 10 meters or 32.8 feet, 3 meters or 9.8 feet, and 2 meters or 6.6 feet in height respectively. All 3 are erupting lava, but only the northernmost most active vent is producing lava fountains that regularly reach above the 50-foot mark. This vent is for all intents and purposes now the dominant vent, and will likely be the last vent standing when the declining activity at vents 2 and 3 finally ceases. Eruptive activity since the latter half of March 25 has somewhat stabilized, but is also producing intermittent decreases and increases in activity. I personally estimate that no more than 9.5 cubic meters per second of molten rock is actively erupting at the present. Despite a slowly dying eruption, molten rock has still continued to flow into new areas, including parts of 2 kapukas. Kapukas are isolated patches of terrain that are typically, although not always, kapukas raised above the surrounding landscape, which are surrounded on all sides by young lava flows. While a smaller kapuka with an area of 500 square meters existed 3 days ago, it has since been completely covered by fresh lava. Another larger kapuka in the same time span has since been reduced to 1/3 its original size. This area will likely be completely filled within the next 4 to 5 days. Lava is only flowing towards the south and southwest, and in the last 72 hours has covered an additional 0.32 square kilometers, with new areas being shaded in red. The main expansion occurred at the Melhals mine, which is now completely covered in molten rock and is thus unusable. In total, lava has so far covered 6.18 square kilometers or 2.39 square miles in a grand total of 27.9 million cubic meters of molten rock. So, where exactly does this volume rank size comparison amongst other eruptions with large effusive components which had a low silica content? In the context of recent Reykjanes Peninsula eruptions since 2021, it ranks in as the second largest. However, if we expand and look at other eruptions in the rest of Iceland, 27.9 million cubic meters is quite small. In fact, this figure is 896 times smaller than the largest effusive eruption to occur in Iceland since the end of the last ice age. It is larger than one of Nýragöngu's 3 recent flank eruptions. It is still smaller than all 3 of Mauna Loa's recent eruptions.